help the church?
How do I help the church and why do I want to do that? Well, I've always been in church, so I like helping the church. I know my husband happens to be the pastor.
Really?
But I've always been part of the church, and even when he wasn't involved in the church, I've always been involved. I think I was born with it. He's not literally, but that.
And what are some, in addition to being the pastor's wife, what are some of the specific things that you do for the church?
Well, I'm in the choir, which I enjoy very much. I help in Sunday school a lot. And I probably have an announcement not everybody knows about. I have a new certification where I'm helping to do things around the church, and I have a covenant with some people in the church for the membership committee. And I'm going to announce something you may not know a lot about. September 15th and 16th, we are having a family camp fest. Woo! Right here on the ground.
I'm coming.
24 hours of fun and family and people together camping.
We're sleeping over.
Yes. But outside in tents or campers or whatever, however you want it, and you can come for parts of it or all of it. But we'll have church outside on that Sunday morning and meals out here together and games and whatever.
Definitely doing that.
Right.
Okay, second question.
I take care of the pastor also.
How long have you been a member of this church? And did you go to the church when you were a kid?
I've been a member of this church for about 15 years now, because we're starting our 15th year. I always join the church when I move like that, because I think it's important to be a part of the church. And did I go to church as a kid? Yes, very much so. Always.
I think she said this church. Did you say this church?
I missed this church.
This church?
I missed.
I've missed a few Sundays, and there've been a few other things going on.
Who do you live with?
I live with Jonathan.
And who is he?
He's the pastor of the church. And he's done other things in life too.
Question number 4 and number 5.
Your turn, buddy. Liam, it's your turn. Go do
Oh
your-
my goodness, interviewers without shoes.
Okay, leave your shoes. Just stay in the question.
Hey, Tom Cruise went on a couch, so they're okay.
You'll feel better.
I didn't even find anything.
What do I do what?
For a living.
For a
For
living.
a living? I work for Mental Health Centers of Central Illinois. And that's an organization that helps people who would like have depression and those kinds of things. And I teach classes to people who live in houses, that's where they live. They don't live in their own house, but they live in those houses. It's called a residential program.
And your question, Amy.
Do you have any pets?
I do. I have zebra finches. There's 3 of them. They're little birds about this size, and they flit around and lift feathers. And Barbara, Rhodes, takes care of my birds when I go on vacation. So that's what the church family helps too. I have people who are willing to take care of my birds.
I would like to do that until we there. I want to go camping out here.
Tell me, what are your interests and hobbies?
Oh, well, the church is really one of my big interests. I've always been interested in the church, so I know my husband's a pastor and that kind of stuff, but I really care about everybody else too. That doesn't come. You were ready to ask the next questions? I have more answers. Okay, that's good.
What other helpful
Other
things?
hobbies I have?
No.
Well, that was part of the question.
She's on the first question.
Oh, she just asked me if you want to ask me another question.
Can I finish this?
She said she wants to tell you more.
We know it's all about you, Megan, when you're the interviewer.
I actually like to do Facebook. I track a lot of things on Facebook. I have friends all over the United States and around the world that I track on Facebook. My niece is now in Poland traveling. So I'm just fascinated that people, and I want to encourage you that one, who knows what you're going to do when you grow up. I mean, she lived in a little house and they hardly had any money, didn't do any kind of things like that. Here she's traveling all over Europe, and she's a counselor over in Germany. Just amazing.
what's number 7?
Number 7 question.
What other helpful things do you do outside of church?
What are helpful things? I do a support group. It's called GROW on Thursday nights at Laurel United Methodist Church. It just happens to be there. GROW is a 12-step mental health program. So I help with that a lot, besides that Thursday, because they do monthly socials and they just finished a camp and that kind of stuff. I guess that's probably all I do outside.
But your job is such a helpful job to begin with. You know, sometimes people have, you know, numbers jobs or something like that, and then they do all their helping in church, but you're just helping all the time.
Have you ever been a Sunday school teacher, and did you go to Sunday school when you were a kid?
Yes. All of it. I've taught all kinds of grades and all different areas. And
Tell us, how did you know you wanted to be a part of this church?
I wanted to be a part of this church because thankful I get to follow my husband around when he moves. And I always thought it made sense, you know, if he was going to be in the church, that I would be part of that church too, to be enjoying the people who know about him.
All right, was this going to be a last question?
Why do you think it's important to do things for your church?
Well, one of the things that I actually teach in my classes is that to be happy and healthy and feeling good about yourself, you need to give to other people. And that is very true. You really need to help yourself. And Grow says to be a friend, if you want a friend, be a friend. And I think that works that way. When you give out, you feel better, you're encouraged, you have a more positive outlook in life. So all of that helps. Plus, for one thing, God himself. And he loves me so much, and he wants other people to love him and know, understand how much he cares for them. Very much so.
All right. Any other questions for Ellen Dixon? Amy?
You used to do vacation Bible school, and I didn't see you there last time.
You're right, I didn't. Because I had to go to vacation, because I have kids, 3 of them, and they have kids, and one of the 18-year-olds graduated from high school in North Carolina. So I went out there, and I got home just in time to start work again. But I never did get to go to vacation Bible school, and I missed it. Thank you for missing me, because I missed it.
Kelsey?
What age did Ellen Dixon want to be a part of this church and be a pastor?
Well, he wanted to be a pastor because he felt like God asked him to be. That's the part of it. He became pastor of this church because that's how the Methodist Church operates. That there's the people who are over him, there's a whole cabinet of people with the bishop and the district superintendents, and they decide where all the pastors move to. Okay? So he really didn't have a choice to come to this church. They told him he was coming here.
Oh, so you lived right next to me?
But if he really didn't like it here, he could tell them he wanted to be
Take me.
Or if we really didn't like him, he didn't work well for us. And this is a really, really long time for a minister to stay in this church. I've been a member of this church since I was 3 years old. And most of our pastors have only been here 3 years. So we're really grateful that we've been able to have Jonathan and Ellen as long as we have.
15 years, which is amazing. That's the longest I've ever lived in a house. Ever. I think I've been in about 18 houses. Wow.
18
Any
houses.
other
And you guys are
questions?
living in 18 houses?
I thought 4 was bad.
Thought it was the limit.